What's up, guys? Welcome back to JodabeniTV. Today's another amazing day to get after, and we're gonna be better today than we were yesterday. And for today's video, we're gonna look at the top 5 things that I learned while playing Division 1 soccer. And for today's sponsor is going to be the Orange Football Network app, which is an application that has top level coaches from around the world that coach professionally, that are living their advice, tips, and tricks to players who are aspiring to play professionally. Currently, the app is available on the iOS and their Android software, so go ahead and check them out and you might learn something new today that will benefit you in the game down the road. So if you don't know who I am, my name is JODABENI and I'm on a journey to sign my first professional contract. I recently finished playing Division 1 at my university, so if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button. And if you have anything you want to add to the video, be sure to leave in the comment section down below. I would really like to hear your side of it if you've already played college as well. So from being at my university for 3 years, the number one thing I'd say that I really learned from playing Division 1 is that not everybody wants to play professionally. So the reason why I say that's so important to understand is that if you're trying to play professionally, your work ethic should not be a reflection of others that aren't trying to play professionally. So if there's people there that aren't trying to play professionally and they are outworking you, that's a problem, because not only are they going to hang up the boots once they're done with college, you have to exceed what they're going to be doing. So if you're at your university team and you know certain players that are not trying to play pro and they're outworking you, that's the first negative sign that you should take a look at and reevaluate. And on your college team, you're going to have some guys that make it known that they want to play professionally, and you want to keep those peers close to you, because they're going to be the ones that end up motivating you to keep working on days off that everybody takes, and they don't want to take off. So you're going to have to stick with those guys to push yourself even further ahead. So the second thing that I learned from playing Division 1 soccer is that as long as you do what you're supposed to do, you will get minutes. When I first came onto the team, there were some players who came new as well, and they were, irritated and agitated that they weren't getting minutes. They were saying, oh, I'm better than the players who are playing, etc. And they weren't getting minutes. And I was getting minutes either when I first came on the team. We're sitting on the bench and one of them was telling me how he wanted to quit and things. And I'm just like, hey, you're a freshman. You have 4 or 5 years here. And coaches understand that seniors are going to be leaving soon. So they try to give them as many minutes as possible so that once the draft comes or once they graduate, they have things to show that can help them sign professionally. But as a freshman, you have all the time in the world to, even if your coach doesn't play you a lot on your first year, your second year or your third year or your fourth year, you're going to get a lot of minutes. But you just got to be humble enough to keep your head low and just keep grinding on everything that you need to do. Because every season, I promise you, every season, players get hurt. And whenever players do get hurt and it's time for you to step up, if you haven't been putting in the work that you needed to because you're, pouting and stuff, it's going to show. And coaches can cut you because, hey, you haven't done anything the whole semester and we put you in a game and you have nothing to show for it. So it's just keeping focused on what you have to do that will make you better, and listening to the coach, and just keep going. Your time will come, I promise. Players are always getting hurt. So even if you weren't going to play that year, somebody gets hurt and you're the only person who's capable of playing that position, you're going to get on, and you better be ready when your time comes. So the third thing that I learned is that there's always going to be somebody better than you. A lot of students that, get signed to Division 1 schools from their high school and wherever they are, they have this boast of, energy where people are like, man, this guy must be really good. The fact that he's going to go to a Division 1 school. Maybe he was an outstanding player on his high school team, but once he gets to college, he's seeing some mature, experienced players who've already been playing Division 1 maybe 2, 3, or 4 years, and he comes and he's at the bottom of the haystack. And the good thing about this is that when you see that there's a lot of players better than you, I hope this encourages you to grind even harder. But whenever you're not playing on good teams, you tend to, not have the right calculation of how good you really are. But whenever you see players that are much better than you, whenever we played the Toros professional team, just seeing how organized, how there was so much talent on one team, makes you look at yourself and be like, wow, I have a lot of work to do. Or it could be just like, man, I got to keep working really hard, or else there's people over there on the other side that can beat me. And not only that, not just because it's a professional team, even whenever you play games with other teams, you'll see some good raw talents on other teams. Even if the team is not good, you'll see some standout players that you'll be like, wow, that guy is really good. The fourth thing that I learned playing Division I soccer is don't confuse business partners with friends. Okay, let me repeat that one more time. Do not confuse your business partners, your teammates, as friends. Yes, on every team, you may have a few friends that, you know, you really respect. You guys are both on the same, you know, frequency. You guys can end up becoming best friends or whatever it may be. But when you're on a team that's full of 30 people, not everybody is in there for your best interest. People need to understand that. Just because they're on the same team as you, it does not mean they have the best interest for you. So whenever when you need to train, when you need to do certain things off the field, be sure to realize that not everybody has the same mentality. Not everybody wants to sign pro. Not everybody cares as much as you do. So if you're following or you're thinking these friends are good for me, maybe they don't even care about you. They know what they're doing is wrong and they'll bring you into it and it can ruin your whole collegiate career. But then there's those who will tell you, hey, you shouldn't be doing that because this is not good. Then you start to realize who your friends are. Your number one thing is that you should try to make the best decisions for your career. A lot of the times, once you graduate from university, you may not talk to those guys ever again. And then you'll look back and be like, man, all those things that I did with those certain personnel, did it help me? Did it help my career? Did it further my career? Because a lot of the people you meet in college, you're not going to talk to again. Maybe you'll follow each other on social media, but there might be a handful that you will speak verbally on the phone or even text. So stay focused on what you need to do, because once you guys graduate, you're all on your own. But when it comes to being on a team, make sure you work hard for your team. You help your teammates get better on the field. And anything off the field, make sure that everything you're doing or people are trying to influence into your life is not going to affect your career negatively. I'm not saying hate your teammates or teammates are bad. You can have amazing teammates, right? But not everybody is the same off the pitch. And you have to put yourself with like-minded players who are, you know, chasing after the same goals, who are right in their mind. Because I promise you, on every team, there's people who are crazy, you know? Any business, any company, you'll meet people at your job and you're like, man, why is this person here? And the final thing that I learned is you're gonna be meeting a lot of players that come from around the world. Everybody has different play styles and you literally have to adapt to people from Europe, people from Mexico, people from South America. You literally have to adapt to all these play styles. And the number one thing out of all of that is like, you gotta work really hard. Out of everything that I've just said, just remember to work really hard on every aspect of the game. When it comes down to it, the only way you'll improve is if you keep pushing yourself to your limits, listening to what your coach is telling you. Just by you listening and following instructions can put you in a starting lineup over players that don't listen. Because remember, your coach makes a strategy, you guys follow the strategy, and it raises your chances of winning. But with players that don't follow that strategy, crumbles the team. But you following all over the time makes you stand out, and coaches will play you. Even if you don't have the same talent, but you listen, coaches will play you over a player who doesn't listen. So those were the top five things that I believe I really learned playing Division I soccer. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed yet, subscribe. And let me know in the comment section down below anything you learned playing collegiately if you have. And if you have any other thing you want to say in the comment section, by all means feel free to say it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. JodabeniTV is
all day, you might just make me go crazy. Thinking about you like all day. I'ma need you like always.